Good morning, everybody, and welcome to Sunday morning's little live stroll. And you may think to yourself, I'm doing the same stroll this morning as I do most mornings. And you would be right this morning. I haven't really got the energy this morning, guys, after the very, very late night last night, all self-inflicted, after watching the England match. And we'll talk about that in a minute. And then I went on to stay up and watch the wrestling as well. I think that finally finished at about 3:10. So literally, guys, about 2.5 hours sleep. I'll pay for it later, but I'll be mature and take it like an adult. I'll have a cat nap at some stage later on this afternoon, because I do want to watch the World Cup final later as well, to be fair. And there's Formula 1 as well. There's lots of sport on today. You've got the golf as well. There's so much going on. Really is. First thing I'm going to say to you as well, though, this morning, guys. Oh, we've got some comments already. I do apologise. Morning's Florida boy. Jude as well. Hi, how are you? I recognise all these names coming through, so how to all of you. Thanks for reconnecting. The first thing I was going to say was, and it will catch people out this morning, it's 11.8 degrees this morning. Now, the last however many weeks we've been having mornings with 15 to 20 plus and higher in the mornings. So 11.8 degrees. I had a look on the barometer before I came out on the old weather station, and I literally had to make a double take. I thought, blimey, a couple of degrees colder, I'd have to have got the tortoises in. I mean, it's quite crazy, really. But it is quite nice to be walking this morning in the cool. So we're we're going to talk about the England match last night. Hopefully people won't get bored, but what did everyone else think? In the first half, clearly France just weren't up for it. England getting a 4-4, yeah, you heard me right, 4-0 head start, was just mad. Absolute mad. Hi to Florida boys again. Hi to Julia again. And yeah, I hope you're well. I'm glad you're good. I am all good as well, apart from it's being very, very fresh this morning. 11.8 degrees this morning. Fine once you get going, but it's a bit chilly when you come out the front door. Anyways, just going back to what I was saying, 4-0 at half time. I don't think flattered England, actually. I think they were very, very good for it. But then, as soon as France brought the heavy artillery on, England couldn't live with them. And they were very lucky to have that 4-0 head start, really. Got it back to France got it back to 4-3. And then England went 5-3. Then 5-4, and then very near the end, Bellingham run through, didn't need to make it 6-4, but there were some good goals in that game. And I'm sure people will say, well, why couldn't England have played like that all the way through the tournament? But I think that game, you've got to take it on a sort of a one-off basis, because, as I say, France really weren't up for it, and when they were up for it, more in the second half, because they must have got such a stinging at half time. They made England look very average at times in that second half. I do hope Liverpool try and sign that Barcola lad. He was good down the left hand side, he really was. Anyway, that is that. I told you it wasn't going to be a forever chat, but I did watch well, of course I watched the medal ceremony because I was staying up for the wrestling, so I did stay up and watch that as well. But it all just felt like, even the players, it just felt like a little bit of a, we've got to do this sort of thing. Because they all say this is England's highest finishing place since the World Cup, but if they're saying England got to the World Cup final, surely they finished second. So have they not got to a World Cup final? I'd have to look back for the history books. You sort of forget sometimes. I know we had sort of a few tournaments where we were successful, but I thought that was more the European Championships, but maybe it was the World Cup. Who knows? Yeah, I'm all good, thank you. Just reading some of these comments. Hi to Umang. Yes, I did see the game, we were just talking about that. Soccer. Come on. It's football, isn't it? Depends where you're from, obviously. Yes. Soccer, football. We were talking about that. I mean, it was a good game from the point of view of a neutral. What a game to watch. I mean, 10 goals. It was like a basketball match, actually, more than a football or soccer game, really. But as I say, I stick by it. England being 4-0 up at half-time didn't flatter them. But as I say, as soon as France put their foot down in the second half and brought on a lot of their heavy artillery, boy oh boy was there a swing. And as I say, England weren't very lucky to have that head start. Plan for today? Well, it's a little bit boring, guys. I think I touched on this yesterday. When I get home, which will obviously be about 40 minutes from now, just got to do a couple of jobs, and then we'll be leaving to go to the breakfast cafe at about 9:15. Go and pick Mum up, go and have breakfast, and then when we get home, got to start clearing out our garage for no other reason than it needs doing. No rule or rhyme, no real reason. If they find me asleep in the corner, they'll know why. I've been up all night. Anyway, and that's all it is. And then, as I say, we've got the golf, we've got the Formula 1 World Cup final tonight. So yeah, loads of sport, which is why as soon as we go home from the cafe, I just want to be straight in there, get on with it. If we need to do a tip run, which I think we will, we'll go and do that, and then we're done. If we can be done by, have it all done by 1 o'clock, I think that'll be good. And then the rest of the afternoon, nothing, apart from sport and a cat nap. So we are now getting towards the fields. Azra will do her normal. You have a pit stop in a moment, as she always does. Straight away. All the bags are all sprinkled together. There we are. Trusty bag at the ready. Good girl. Okay, right, Azra, let's lead on. Come on, let's go. Good girl. Come on. I told you before many times, people tune in to see you, not me. Come on, good girl. Azra, come on. Good girl. So again, normally on Sunday we do like to do a different stroll. It ain't going to happen this morning, guys. I'm a little bit low on energy after yesterday. So next Sunday, we will definitely do something. You have my word. Whether it be Railway Club or one of the other strolls, I don't know. Might do Railway Club. But just what a glorious, look at this, guys. Look at that. What a glorious morning. If not a little chilly, don't let the sun deceive you to thinking it's really warm. I think it will be warm later. Looking at that, I haven't actually looked at the weather. It was supposed to be reasonably cool there. There's Azra's friend over the other side there. We'll carry on this way. I say friend, they're acquaintances. They know each other. Come on, lead on. And if we do Railway Club next Sunday, what I might do would be the new version of the Railway Club, if I can get Julia up. Because what I'll do is I'll get her to take us to the train station, get on the train for a few stops, and then walk back from the town. Rather than just do the one stop, we'll do a couple. But I'll see how we go. We're actually up in London next Saturday. And obviously that involves the train and the tubes and everything else. So will I be sick of the trains by then? I don't know, but we will definitely do something different on Sunday. As I say, of that you have my word. There's Azra's acquaintances over there. Come on, Azra. Go this way. And lady and me, we must now almost set our watches in sync because we're always over here at exactly the same time. And I'm late this morning, guys. It's all Azra cares about is the dogs over the other side of the field. Come on, Azra, this way. Good girl. I'll read these comments in a minute because I just need to get rid of Azra's stuff and get into the shade. I'm not ignoring you. Looks like I sent someone to sleep by the looks of it. Right, go on. Good girl. Go on, go on, go on. Good girl. Azra, lead on. Come on. Good girl. Right, who have I sent to sleep? Julia I sent to sleep. 82 Fahrenheit here. No, we didn't have any rain at all yesterday. Nothing. I don't think we're scheduled to get any rain now until at least next. Come on, Azra, lead on until next week. It's not. The weather in Florida is very sort of predictable, I think, at this time of year from the point of view of sort of very warm, very humid, and then you get your storms in the afternoons into the evenings. I think that's a fair comment. There's no predictability to the weather here. As I was saying, when it's 11.8 degrees this morning, and it was like nearer 20 yesterday morning. So there's just no rule or rhyme. So it's caught me out. As I say, I wouldn't even have looked at the weather forecast last night to see if I had to bring the tortoises in, to be honest with you. So it's quite a shock to see the temperatures this morning that cold. But no, we're scheduled to get a bit of rain middle of the week, and then next week, as in the following week, if you believe the weatherman at this early stage, it's supposed to rain every day. Oh, you're awake again, Judy. Good. Anyway, enough of the weather forecasting chat, because you could look at 3 different weather apps and get 3 different weather forecasts. It's not like in most cases they surely draw it from the same place, is it? Just different interpretations. I actually did bring Azra out yesterday lunchtime, and we did exactly the same stroll as we're doing now. She was so shocked, because normally we don't go out until the evening, and it's a far shorter stroll we do of an evening. But we did this yesterday. The temperatures weren't too bad, sort of very early 20s. Although the sun did come out and start warming it all up, sort of halfway around. But it was still absolutely fine. Yeah, we can certainly do with the rain, there's no doubt about it. As I said yesterday, we're actually in drought conditions here at the moment. They don't actually use those words, they just say you've got a hosepipe ban, which means you might as well say it's drought conditions. So, when will the hosepipe ban be lifted? There were questions people ask some daft questions on Facebook at times. How does anyone know when the hosepipe ban's going to be? Unless we can do the rain dance and predict the rain, I don't think we'll see the hosepipe ban lifted much before September, November, at the earliest. And that's dependent on how much rain we have in the meantime. Hey ho. I'm going to put my hand up like you do in the classroom and say I've never been to Ohio. I've been to Florida, never to Ohio. I do enjoy it when people start chatting amongst themselves as well, it's lovely. And then I can just dart in and out. I think America is such a massive place that it's quite extraordinary to sort of hear, when you hear, I've not been there, I've not been here. The UK is a lot smaller, and you know what, it was only up until probably 5-6 years ago that I'd ever been to Scotland, and Scotland's only sort of about a 4 or 5 hour drive from here. But if you don't need to go somewhere or whatever, then you don't go there, do you? Azra, he's cut all his fields. Lots of sun in Florida, hence the Sunshine State. It's on all the Florida number plates. Is it still on the Florida number plates, the Sunshine State? I don't know. I haven't been there for a while, but it certainly was. Azra, on the path. But living in such a subtropical climate, unfortunately, you do get some wacky weather, don't you? And I keep saying to myself, this time next year we will be in Florida, myself, Julia and James. And when I sort of watch some of these vlogs at the minute, and they sort of say about the weather, I go back to when I was there for July the 4th in 2008 with some Azra, come on, jeez. Azra, on the path. She's well and truly misbehaving now, guys. Now this field's all been cut down, it's just like a whole new stroll for her. Almost just fell down. There we go. I mean, you can see how much she's done yesterday with the old combine. I mean, it's all cut down. This is how long it was to my left. Look at it now. Do you know, my dream vacation place, and it's a really good question, and it's really difficult to answer, and I know that's obviously, you know, a difficult one, but I've been to a lot of places that I've wanted to go to, but the final sort of place I'd like to go to is Australia and New Zealand. That is well and truly on my bucket list, and I think Canada as well, actually. I've not been to Canada, but I've heard Canada is a sort of beautiful country as well. And as I was touched on yesterday, Route 66, there's still loads, but sort of the dream destination for the future has got to be Australia and New Zealand. Las Vegas. Now, we can talk a bit about Las Vegas. I was there with Julia, my wife, for our 10-year wedding anniversary, so that would have been 2016. That's the last time I was there. I'm fairly sure lots have changed since. Thank good God. We stayed in Bally's, which is now the Horseshoe, which is opposite the Bellagio and Caesar's Palace. We were there for a week. We didn't gamble that much. We did do a bit of gambling. I set aside some money to do a bit of gambling. I won back what I put down and a bit more. And what I did was, as soon as I won back what I put down, I put that to one side. And then the rest of it I lost. But I wasn't down, was I? So, as they say, know your limits, and that's fine. But we also we had a helicopter ride over the Grand Canyon, Hoover Dam, landed in the Grand Canyon, had a nice champagne breakfast on our anniversary. There we go, look at this sunrise. Beautiful. Hired a car, we had a Mustang convertible. Went out to Red Rock. Yeah, we did a lot in that week. A bit like what we're doing when we come out to Florida this year, which is for our 20-year anniversary. So there you go, 10 years apart. And we've got a dog here, a very slow-moving dog. And this is going to be a pain, guys. This is what happens when you're a bit later. You do come across people. Very annoying, this. Because I'm going to catch him up at rapido speed. Especially if that dog is doing this. And he's not even looking. He hasn't got a clue that we're here. Excuse my French. No. You're behaving. Morning. Come. Come on, Azra, lead on. Don't worry about what's going on behind. Good girl. We can pull away now. That was quite an old dog. And as he said, he's a bit of a plodder. In other words, for our American friends, a plodder means an elderly gentleman who goes at his own pace, or elderly lady. But for the context, he said it's an old man. That is a plodder. So you learn slang on the older channel as well, don't you? So James and I, and Julia, we did go to the fairground in the end yesterday, which is just up here. I showed you on the live yesterday. Grand Canyon was absolutely stunning. If you have a look on my channel, Florida Boy, go back to almost near the beginning, and there is actually a vlog from that Las Vegas holiday. It's not a vlog as in literal terms. It is literally videos that we took when we were there, some photos. But it's got the flying over the Grand Canyon and the Hoover Dam if you're interested. It's definitely on there, but you have to go quite a way back because it's one of the first ones I ever did on the videos. There's sort of shorter ones of the Grand Canyon and stuff like that, of the strip as well, sorry. But go back to almost near the beginning and you'll see it. Worth a watch. If you've not seen that stuff before, it's very much worth a watch. And I begin to sort of realise people are looking at the channel more, because when you have a look at the stuff people are looking at, it's not just recent stuff. They're beginning to look at stuff sort of prior and previous. And that's how you know people are taking note of the channel. Yesterday was quite an extraordinary day, guys, for subscribers. I think we had 11 in one day yesterday from the lives and the shorts. If you could do that every day, wow. It doesn't happen like that. And in actual fact, and I know that sounds really big-headed and selfish, it's actually views that I really concentrate on now, actually, because I'm now through that barrier for subscribers from the point of view of how many you need to sort of start earning anything from YouTube, which is 1,000. So I've got all the sort of brackets I've closed except the views, and we're quite a way away from it. I mean, I've always said since day one this is a hobby, but if you can earn a little bit from it as well, something you enjoy doing, all the better. I didn't see Julia had to go, so apologies for that. Probably going to sleep. I've already sent her off to sleep once. I think in a bit we'll probably call it a day anyway, to be fair. This just depend on how we go with numbers, but if it remains where it is, I'll probably just call this one a day, to be fair. Right, ladies and gentlemen, I think we are going to call it a day. So have a wonderful... Oh no, some people joining back up again, so we'll keep it rolling. That's fine. Good morning, welcome to anyone who's new. If you're a regular viewer, you'll know where we are. We are getting towards the end of the live stroll anyway. Azra is leading the way. I don't know if anyone noticed, I know there's only couple of people now watching, but did anyone see the live from the fishing lake yesterday? That was done by the other 2/3 of the J's family, Julia and James. And James had a good day for fish yesterday. Again, they were rocking and rolling for about 3.5 hours on the live yesterday, sort of late morning into the afternoon. Only stopped the live when the phone was beginning to run out of battery, that is. Anyway, I'm feeling like I'm very much ready for a rest when I get home this morning, guys. As I said earlier on, that's what 2.5 hours sleep will do for you. Not a lot. But I'm going to get home. I'll probably try and load the dishwasher quickly because I didn't even do that before I came out. Normally I'll do that before I came out, but I was up so late. I just got her together and came straight out. If anyone is a regular viewer at the weekends and you're just joining up, I will just say that next weekend will be the last lot of lives at the weekend until September. Now there will be some alteration to that. In August we're away a reasonable amount, and the first week the dogs will be without us. The second week they're coming away with us. Where we're going with the dogs, there will be plenty of places to do lives. Just wait a minute, got a car coming. But I'm going to get my bearings. I think we go Friday to Friday, so I'll get my bearings probably on a Saturday morning, and then we'll be doing some lives after that. But it won't be the normal times and all that sort of stuff, which is why I'm saying, look, the channel until September will not be back to normal properly. And I'm just letting people know, so people who do watch regularly don't think, well, what's happened to him? He's disappeared off the face of the earth. I certainly haven't. And there will be some travel vlogs coming out and stuff like that from where we're going. It's just we're not going to be where we normally are, and that's the point I'm trying to make. I'll put something out on the community page as well, so people do know what's going on. I'll do that nearer to the time. So yes, that's the gist of that. To be fair, yeah, thank you for that. I think you'll enjoy it. It's a very, very sort of sneak peek, but we drive along the strip, we drive around the Old Town, sort of Las Vegas, Fremont Street, all that sort of thing. There's not a lot of commentary, to be honest with you, because it's before we were doing vlogging. There's a lot of places I want to go back to and properly vlog, but it's all money, isn't it? And I also like to go to new places as well, so if the occasion comes up that we do go back to these places, of course they will be coming out, but the next 2 or 3 years are pretty planned out for us, actually. I think I was saying this, obviously Florida this year, Florida for an even bigger holiday next year, and then we've got a fly cruise around the Med in 28. That's already booked, and you might think to yourself, holy cow, how can you book holidays that far in advance? And you're right, and I don't think I normally would, but A, a cruise is expensive, and B, to get the best cabins, you almost have to book as soon as they get released. And that's exactly what we did. So, but that's not to say we won't do other things as well, because of course we will do. You know what we're like, very spontaneous group. Of course, if we get to 2,000 subscribers before either we go to Orlando this year or, of course, next year, I think next year is becoming a lot more realistic, if I'm honest. even with the rapido numbers we're getting at the minute of subscribers. We're going to do the Starflyer or the Slingshot in Icon Park. I don't know whether our Florida friends know of it, but both terrify me, so I'm doing it as a little bit of a carrot to you guys too, because I will vlog it, of course I will. Julia and James won't do the Slingshot, they've already said that, so if I do that it'll be by myself. If I do the Starflyer, James will do that with me. So we'll just have to wait and see. But let's get there first. Let's make that as of when I left home, a 689 subscriber later problem. It's not self-counting, is it, guys? Because I'm terrified. I've watched people do it, a lot older than me, and if they can do it, I'm sure I can do it. But you'll see on the old fairground vlog that's coming out later, that we did yesterday. I don't mind doing some of these rides, but there's a big difference between fairground rides and some of these big rides in America. A big difference. And James will realise that next year as well, because he's actually done Hyperia, like we've done Hyperia at Thorpe Park, which is a big theme park here. Again, if you want to look that up, look up Hyperia Thorpe Park. That is the tallest roller coaster. It's a hyper coaster, that's what we call it. You've got plenty of hyper coasters of over 200 foot in America, but there aren't many in the UK. In fact, I think that's the only one. And he was terrified of doing that, as I was, to be honest with you. And I, muggins, got front row. First time ever on it, got front row. It was amazing, and I wouldn't change it for the world. Right, ladies and gentlemen, we are going to call this one a day now. So have a great Sunday, whatever you're up to. I'll leave you with this amazing sunrise. Cheers, guys.